I sit at my kitchen table on Friday morning, drinking coffee that has gone a little cold. Whiskers, my rescue cat, is purring by my feet. The apartment feels extra quiet today. I only hear a few cars drive by and the soft ticking of the wall clock my grandma gave me. That clock is the one nice thing I have in this small apartment in Marblehead. Then the phone rings. The sound is loud in the quiet room. The screen says Sierra Federal Credit Union. Probably another credit card ad. I almost ignore it, but I answer out of habit. Hello, this is Betty. Good morning, Ms. Hutton. The man's voice sounds calm and polite. This is Timothy Dalton from Sierra Federal Credit Union. I am calling about your mortgage payment. I frown and stir my coffee, without thinking. I think you have the wrong number. I do not have a mortgage. There is a pause. Is this Betty Hutton? Born May 13th, 1989? I stop stirring. Yes, that is me. But is your social security number ending in 3539? My stomach feels tight. How does he know that? Yes, but I do not have a mortgage. I rent an apartment on E. Taylor St. I hear papers on his end. Our records say you are the main person on a home loan for 1408 Oak Ridge Lane. The payment of $3,115 was due 6 days ago. I feel dizzy. That cannot be right. I have never bought a house. The loan started 4 years ago, Ms. Hutton. The total amount you owe is $515,000. My coffee cup slips out of my hand and spills on the table. Whiskers runs off while I grab a cloth to clean it up. This has to be a mistake. My voice sounds too high as the coffee soaks into my calendar. I never took out a loan. I never signed anything about a mortgage. I understand your worry, Miss Hutton. His voice changes from serious to more helpful. This might be identity theft. You should file a dispute claim right away. Identity theft. Those words keep repeating in my head as I remember the credit alerts I thought were just system mistakes. I had tossed aside the mail from Sierra Federal One, thinking it was just more ads. I remembered my credit score dropping for no clear reason when I applied for that apartment on Fulton St. last year. Who else is part of this loan? I ask, my voice shaky. I'm sorry, Miss Hutton, the man says. I can't give that information over the phone. You'll need to visit a branch with ID. I squeeze the wet dishcloth in my hand. What's the address again? The property address? He says it again. 1408 Oak Ridge Lane. The room feels cold. That's my sister Linda's house. The beautiful old-style home with the big porch. The one she and her husband bought 4 years ago. She gave me a tour of it, proud and smiling, showing me the wooden floors and shelves built into the walls. I helped her decorate it. I spent weekends there, putting up curtains and arranging furniture. Are you still there, Miss Hutton? Yes. My voice sounds empty. What do I need to do? He tells me the steps. Go to a branch. Bring ID. Ask for the mortgage papers. File a claim to dispute the loan. I write it all down, but my handwriting looks strange, like it's not mine. When the call ends, I stand in my kitchen. Papers are everywhere on the coffee-stained table. Outside, people walk to brunch. A neighbor calls to her kids. It's a normal Friday. But everything in my life feels like it's falling apart. I walk to my desk and pull open my files. Everything is neatly sorted. Tax returns. Medical papers. School forms. Years of paperwork I signed for my family. During Mom's sickness. Dad's retirement. Linda's college forms. My signature is on every page. It looks just like me. My phone buzzes. A text from Mom. Friday dinner at 6? Linda has news. I stare at it. I remember what Mom used to say whenever I got tired of being the one who handled all the paperwork. Betty doesn't need help. She helps. They said it so many times it felt like the truth. Now the floor feels like it's moving. $615,000. My name. My credit. My future. Whiskers comes back and rubs against my legs, not knowing our life just broke apart. They stole from me, I whisper. The words feel strange in my mouth. And for the first time ever, I don't rush to make excuses for my family. Instead, I grab my phone. I take pictures of everything. My notes from the call. The credit alerts. My signature on real documents. Proof. My hands are shaking, but my mind is suddenly sharp in a way that scares me. The next day, after I go to the bank and get the documents, I bring home a large envelope from Sierra Federal. It sits unopened on my coffee table for 4 hours. Whisker sniffs it twice, then walks away when it doesn't move or smell like food. I keep looking at the envelope while I sip tea that has gone cold. My stomach feels tighter with every minute. When I finally open it, the papers inside feel heavier than normal. There's a letter with a company logo, loan numbers, payment schedules, and on the last page, a signature. It looks like mine, but it's not. I lay the papers out on the table and pull out my own files, my birth certificate, passport application, health insurance forms. I line them up next to each other and compare the handwriting. I've been writing the same way since I was a kid. The fake signature is very close. Too close. It has the same tilt to the right, the same loop in the capital L, even the way my last name trails off at the end. Whoever did this knew my signature very well. Someone like Linda. She watched me sign papers for her college, for doctor visits, and for taxes for years. I open Linda's Instagram and scroll back for years. There she is, standing on the porch of 1478, Oak Ridge Lane. The caption says, "Dreams do come true. First-time homeowner, blessed." It has 102 likes and 19 comments. One of them is from me. "So proud of you, sis. Can't wait to help decorate." I keep scrolling. I see more posts, photos of the house, each room changed and decorated, holidays in the dining room I helped wallpaper, barbecues in the backyard where Dad and I laid bricks one by one. It's all based on a lie. A lie in my name. Then I find the photo I was looking for. It's from 7 months before she bought the house. Linda and Mom at lunch, raising wine glasses. The caption says, "Thanks for always being my backup plan, Mom, blessed." My backup plan. That phrase hits something inside me. I hear Mom's voice in the hospital when I was 17 after Linda crashed the car Dad gave her. Thank goodness for Betty's perfect driving record. The insurance covers her as a secondary driver. Secondary driver. Backup plan. My phone rings. Whiskers jumps off the couch. It's Jennifer from work. "Hey, you okay? You left early yesterday and skipped your shift today. That's not like you." I look at the papers spread across my table. The proof of what they did. "Not really," I say. "Want company? I can bring coffee." 50 minutes later, Jennifer is sitting next to me on the couch. Her dark eyes go wide as I explain everything. Jennifer is nothing like me. I have a round face and freckles. She's tall, with short silver hair and a calm, steady way of looking at people. She used to teach high school for 31 years. Now she spends her time helping others. "You had no idea?" she asks, handing me a tissue I didn't realize I needed. I thought the credit alerts were just mistakes. I try to laugh, but it sounds empty. Who thinks their own family would steal their identity? Jennifer looks closely at the mortgage papers, her eyes on the fake signature. "This wasn't a quick decision, Betty. This was planned." "For years," I say, my voice catching. "For years while I lived on cheap food and saved every penny for a security deposit. For years of them asking me to help decorate the house they bought with my name." "You need to talk to someone who knows the law," Jennifer says, pulling out her phone. "My Uncle Nathan's a retired military lawyer. He helps people, especially veterans, with identity theft." I can't afford a lawyer. The first meeting is free. He does it to help the community. I look at the rejection letter from the Fulton Saint Apartments. Application denied due to low credit score. That was the apartment I wanted so badly, the one with the sunny kitchen I saved for over a year to afford. "What happens to the house?" I ask. "It depends on what you want," Jennifer says softly but clearly. "This isn't just unfair, Betty. It's a crime." Crime. The word should sound dramatic. Too much. But it feels exactly right. My phone buzzes again. A text from Mom. "Don't forget Linda's housewarming next Friday. Bringing that spinach dip everyone loves?" I put the phone down without replying. I open my laptop and check the credit alerts I once ignored. The system had warned me. There were 6 alerts the first year the mortgage was taken out. 3 more the next year, when Linda took out another loan for home improvements. Another ping. A message from Dad. Need help with your taxes this weekend? My taxes. He's done them since I was 17. Which means he's had access to my social security number, job history, and bank information for years. The anger rises slowly. Not a burst. It builds like water filling a tub. Steady. Heavy. Solid. Will you call your uncle? I ask Jennifer. I'm surprised my voice sounds calm. She nods and starts dialing. You're doing the right thing. Outside, I see a family walking by. The parents are holding hands. The kids are laughing and skipping. A normal Friday. But inside my apartment, with all this proof around me, 4 years of betrayal, nothing feels normal anymore. Nothing ever will. I gather all the papers and put them into a new folder. I write fraud evidence on it in big black letters. It's the first real decision I've made for myself in a long time. The text comes on Monday afternoon while I'm cleaning dog kennels at the shelter. Friday dinner at 6. Important family news. Don't be late. Even through text, Mom's message has that same tone. Sweet, but you know she means it. I stare at my phone. My stomach tightens. It's been 4 days since Mr. Tyler helped me file the police report. 4 days since I stopped answering my family's calls. 4 days of finally sleeping through the night, with Justice, my new shepherd mix, curled up next to me. You okay? Jennifer asks from the doorway. Her salt and pepper hair slips out from under her bandana. She holds out 2 mugs of coffee. I take one, breathing in the warm smell. Family dinner? She asks. I nod. They want me there Friday. Are you going? She says gently, leaning on the doorframe. The question hangs in the air. Before all this, I would have gone without thinking. But now? Yes. The word comes out before I expect it. I need to see their faces when I ask them. Jennifer gives a small nod. No judgment. Just support. That's why I told her first. That and the coffee she brought me without a word the morning I showed up to work with red eyes. Mr. Tyler says I have to tell my story first, I say, putting down my mug and going back to scrubbing the floor. If I don't face them, they'll say I'm overreacting. $600,000 is not an overreaction, Jennifer says, her voice firm. It's fraud. The word still stings. Fraud. Identity theft. Crime. Now those words belong to my family. Will you call me after? Jennifer asks. I nod. I promise. On Friday evening, I park 4 houses away from my parents' brick house. I need a few extra minutes to breathe. Justice sits beside me, always watching. Wait here, buddy. I won't be long. Inside my purse is the manila folder. It holds everything, the mortgage documents, credit reports, the police report. Mr. Tyler's words echo in my mind. Don't let them talk over you. Don't take excuses. This wasn't a mistake. It was planned. The front door opens before I even knock. Mom stands there in her nice Friday clothes. Her pearl earrings shine in the porch light. You're late, she says, but she hugs me anyway. Her perfume, white shoulders, the one she's worn since I was little, wraps around me. For one short moment, I want to believe everything is okay, that this is just another family dinner. Then I remember the banker's voice. $615,000. Traffic, I say. It's a lie. I never lied to my mom, but this one small lie feels freeing. The dining room looks perfect. The good dishes are out. Crystal glasses shine in the light. Dad is carving a roast at the end of the table. Linda and her husband Frank are looking at a catalog together. Betty's here, Mom says, her voice holding that tone of finally. Dad looks up and gives a quick smile. Grab a seat. We're just starting. Linda looks at me. Her smile slips for a second when our eyes meet. I catch a flicker of something, nervousness, maybe, before she covers it up. Sis, we missed you this week. Where have you been hiding? I sit down in my usual seat. Working. It's busy at the shelter, kitten season. The conversation flows like always. Dad talks about golf. Mom shares gossip from her garden club. Linda and Frank smile at each other and announce they're thinking about redoing their kitchen. In the Craftsman, she says. The home with my name on the mortgage. We're thinking Italian marble for the counters, Linda adds, sliding the catalog toward me. What do you think? The white with gold or the gray? I grip my water glass tightly. How much does Italian marble cost these days? I ask. Frank laughs. An arm and a leg. But Linda deserves the best. She always has gotten the best, I say quietly. The room goes silent. Mom's fork stops in midair. What's that supposed to mean? Dad asks. He's still holding the carving knife. My heart pounds as I reach into my purse. Does anyone know anything about a mortgage in my name for $615,000? No one moves. No one says a word. Then Mom sighs like this is all just annoying. Betty, we've talked about how you overthink things. We haven't talked about this, I say. I place the folder on the table and open it. I have everything here. Loan papers. Credit reports. The police report I filed on Monday. Linda's face turns pale. Dad's knife slips and hits his plate with a loud clatter. Police report? Mom whispers. It was my name, I say. My credit. My future. My voice is calm. For once, it doesn't shake. Linda speaks first, her face hard now. You have good credit. I don't. What's the big deal? We've been making the payments. Except when you didn't. I say. That's why the bank called me. You stole my identity. We didn't steal anything, Mom says quickly. We just borrowed your good name to help your sister. You know how much we've done for you. But this time, the guilt doesn't work. It slides off like water. What exactly have you done for me? I ask. Other than make me your backup plan? Dad finally speaks, his voice low. Betty, be reasonable, Mom says. We can handle this privately. There's no need to involve the police. I look at all of them. Mom looks angry, Dad looks uncomfortable, and Linda looks like she still thinks she's done nothing wrong. These are the people I've spent my whole life trying to make happy. I gave up so much for them. It's already done, I say as I stand and pick up my folder. The bank's fraud department knows. The police are investigating. And I'm not protecting any of you anymore. You can't be serious, Linda says, her voice rising. They'll take our house. You mean my house, I say. According to the documents, it's in my name. Mom stands and tries to grab my arm. Think about what you're doing to this family. For the first time in 35 years, I pull away from her. I am thinking about it, I say. I'm thinking about how easy it was for you to use me. How none of you even thought about what this would do to me. I walk toward the door. With every step, I feel lighter. Betty, Mom calls out. Don't you walk out that door. I turn back once. Family asks, I say. They don't steal. Then I walk out into the cool evening. Justice is waiting in the car. His calm presence is all the family I need tonight. The knocking starts at 8:15 Sunday morning. 3 hard knocks. Justice runs under the bed. I already know who it is. Mom stands in the hallway. Her face is red and puffy from crying. She pushes past me without asking to come in. How could you go to the police? She says, her voice cracking as she walks in circles around my small living room. You've ruined everything. I close the door slowly, feeling oddly calm. Would you like some coffee? Coffee, she snaps, like I offered her something awful. Your sister might lose her house. Your father hasn't slept in days. And you're offering me coffee? I walk to the kitchen and start boiling water anyway. The routine helps steady my hands. I didn't cause this, I say. It was just paperwork, Betty. We've always handled paperwork together as a family. The word paperwork sets something off inside me. I place the kettle down, slow and careful. $500,000 isn't paperwork, I say. It's fraud. Mom sinks onto the couch. Her shoulders slump. We were going to tell you. Linda just needed some help getting started. The bank wouldn't approve her loan with her credit. So you used mine? I ask. We borrowed it, she says quietly, looking anywhere but at me. Your credit was perfect. You weren't using it. I walk over to my desk and take out a manila envelope. The bank had sent it yesterday. It contains the full mortgage application, my forged signature on 19 different pages. This isn't borrowing, I say, placing the envelope on the coffee table between us. This is stealing. Mom pushes the envelope away without even looking at it. Family helps family. You know that. Family asks, I say, the words coming from a stronger part of me I didn't know I had. They don't steal. My phone buzzes for the 13th time this morning. Another text from Linda. How could you do this to me? I turn off the sound and don't read the rest. Your sister has 2 children, Mom says, her voice low and blaming. Where will they live if they lose the house? Probably the same place I would have lived if the bank had come after me for the payments. The answer comes out calm and clear. Maybe with their other grandparents, the ones with the vacation house in Redmond. Mom's lips press into a thin line. I didn't raise you to be cruel. No, I say. You raised me to be dependable. I reach into my wallet and pull out an old birthday card. It's yellowed at the edges. Remember this? I hand it to her. She takes it slowly. Inside the card, below the printed message, is Dad's handwriting. Thank you for always being our backup plan. He meant that as a compliment, she says. I know. I take the card back, running my thumb across the ink. That's what makes it worse. The kettle whistles in the kitchen. Neither of us moves. Mr. Tyler says the bank might press charges, I say. It's out of my hands now. Mom stands up quickly, her face sharp. That man has no business getting involved in family problems. He's my lawyer. He's filling your head with ideas. We're your family. We would never hurt you. I let out a short laugh. It doesn't sound like me. Tell that to my credit score. Her phone rings. Dad's ringtone. She answers right away, turning away from me. She won't listen, she says. I know. I'll try. While she talks, I pour myself a cup of coffee and add cream. Not for her. Just for me. When she hangs up, her face looks different. Less upset, more calculating. Your father says we can fix this quietly. No court. No police. Linda will set up a payment plan. Too late, I say, taking a sip. The warm, bitter coffee gives me strength. The bank has everything. You can take back the report. I won't. After everything we've done for you? I look at her. What have you done for me? The question is real. I want to know. She blinks, caught off guard. We're your family. That's not an answer. The silence fills the room. Then Justice slowly walks out from the bedroom and leans against my leg. You were always so strong, Mom finally says, her voice soft. You never seemed to need anything. Her words settle heavy in my chest. I wasn't helped because I was strong. I was used because I could handle it. I needed to be seen, I say quietly. I needed to be asked, not used. Mom picks up her purse. Her movements are stiff and tight. I'll tell your father you're not being reasonable, she says. I walk her to the door. Justice follows close behind me, always by my side. Before she steps outside, Mom turns around. Her face softens, and for a moment, I think she might really mean what she says next. We never thought it would hurt you, she whispers. Your credit was just so good. Then the door closes between us. I stand there, coffee cooling in my hand, as the truth sinks in. They didn't miss seeing me. They saw exactly what they could take. My phone buzzes. A text from Mr. Tyler. Bank suspended the mortgage. First victory. Justice nudges my hand with his nose. I scratch behind his ears. For the first time in a long time, I feel a little lighter, like I finally let go of something I was never meant to carry. We're going to be okay, I tell him. And this time I really believe it. The next week, the animal shelter is full of life. Dogs bark, volunteers chat, and mop buckets squeak across the floor. But the second Dad walks through the door, the noise fades for me. He stands there in the lobby, unsure, wearing a zipped-up windbreaker even though it's warm outside. He's holding a manila envelope. I know that envelope. It has the bank's name on it. You shouldn't be here, I say. My voice is calm, even though my stomach tightens. He looks around at the other workers. Can we talk somewhere private? I think about saying no, but I lead him to the small break room and close the door behind us. The room feels smaller with him in it. He sets the envelope on the table. His wedding ring taps against the surface. We can fix this quietly, he says. No need for court or police. The lights buzz overhead. I don't say anything. I wait. Your sister will lose everything, Betty. I trace a coffee ring on the table with my finger. She already took everything from me. She made a mistake, he says. 4 years of mistakes? With my name on the loan? I ask. That's not a mistake. That's a plan. He pushes the envelope toward me. We've worked out a deal, he says. Your mother and I will pay half. Linda will send you money for the rest. Why now? I ask. Because you got caught? He looks down at his hands. The same hands that helped me ride a bike. That signed my school forms. That ignored me when I brought up the credit problems last year. This will ruin your mother's health, he says quietly. Her blood pressure. Stop. My palm hits the table hard. A coffee mug jumps as my hand hits the table. Cold liquid splashes onto my work shirt. You don't get to use Mom's health to guilt me, I say. Not anymore. That old feeling starts to rise, the need to fix things, to keep the peace, to take care of everyone else. But Mr. Tyler's words come back to me. Their comfort has always come at your cost. Dad pulls out more papers from the envelope. Just sign these, he says. Drop the police report. We'll take care of everything. I laugh. The sound is sharp, unfamiliar. You want me to sign more papers? That's how this all started. We're family, he says. His voice shakes a little on that word. Family asks, I reply. They don't steal. He slides the papers across the table again. There's a blank signature line at the bottom, waiting. For a second, I see all the other forms I've signed over the years. Mom's hospital forms when she had surgery, Linda's college aid forms, Dad's insurance papers when he retired. My phone vibrates in my pocket. A text from Mr. Tyler. Remember your worth. I stand. I don't touch the papers. I've set up a meeting, I say. Tomorrow at 4. Mr. Tyler's office. Bring Mom and Linda. A lawyer? Dad says. That's not needed. We can fix this ourselves. We've been trying to fix things ourselves for 35 years, I say, picking up the settlement papers and handing them back. It ends now. He takes them. His hands shake just a little. Your mother can't handle a court case, he says quietly. Then she shouldn't have started one. The shelter's intercom crackles. A voice asks for help with a new rescue dog. Dad jumps at the noise. I have to go, I say. 4 o'clock tomorrow. Don't be late. I turn to leave, but his voice stops me. I never signed anything, he says, like he's trying to defend himself. I just didn't ask questions. I look at him one last time. That's worse. The next day, I arrive at Mr. Tyler's office 30 minutes early. His space is small but neat. Framed awards line the walls. A worn leather chair sits behind his desk. A coffee pot hums in the corner. They'll try to shake your confidence, Mr. Tyler says while organizing the folders. His voice is calm and steady. They'll pull at your feelings. Make you feel responsible. I know, I say. Your whole life, you've been their safety net, he adds, looking up. His eyes are sharp behind thin glasses. Are you ready to let them fall? Before I can answer, the receptionist buzzes in. The Hutton family is here. They walk in quietly. Mom grips her purse strapped tightly. Dad won't look at me. Linda's eyes are red, but her posture is stiff, almost angry. No one sits right away. Mr. Tyler gestures to the chairs across from his desk. Please have a seat, he says. His tone is calm but firm. Thank you for coming. Miss Hutton has asked me to explain the terms for moving forward, Mr. Tyler says. Linda starts to speak, but he continues without stopping. First, he says, a full admission of identity theft and fraud. He places a paper on the desk, my credit report, with 4 years of fake activity highlighted in red. Next to it, the forged mortgage application with my name scribbled at the bottom. It doesn't look anything like my real signature. Second, he continues, complete repayment of all money and damages. He adds the bank's fraud letter and the police report to the table. Third, the family must attend counseling before any relationship can begin to heal. Mom starts crying, tears running down her face and smudging her makeup. Dad reaches over and holds her hand. "This is too much," Linda says. Her voice is tight. "We made a mistake. We're trying to fix it." "A mistake is something that happens by accident," I say. My voice is calm but firm. This wasn't an accident. It was planned. And it was cruel. I pull out my own set of papers, birthday cards from the last 4 years. Each one says something like, "Thank you for always being our backup plan." It used to feel like a compliment. Now I know what it really meant. "You didn't just steal my name," I say. "You stole my future, my peace, and my trust." Mr. Tyler hands each of them a document with the terms. The house must be sold. The money must be paid back. The legal consequences must be accepted. "You have 48 hours to decide," he says. "After that, we move forward with legal action." Mom reaches across the table, trying to touch my hand. "Betty, please." I stand and pick up my folder. 48 hours, I say. As I walk out, I hear Linda crying, Dad letting out a heavy sigh, and Mom whispering, "What have we done?" For the first time, I don't turn back to comfort them. A year later, the pottery wheel spins under my fingers. The wet clay is smooth and soft. I press it into the center with steady hands, shaping the middle as water runs down my fingers. "Beautiful centering," says Sandra, the older woman who teaches the class. Her silver hair is tied back, and her hands show the work of many years. "You've got a natural touch." I don't brush off her compliment like I used to. "Thank you," I say. It's calming. Sunlight pours in from the west windows, turning the dust in the air into gold. It's been a year since that phone call changed everything I thought I knew about family. Justice, my three-legged shepherd, lies in the corner asleep. He was the shelter's longest resident until I adopted him. Now he stays with me during weekend classes. The studio owner says it's no problem. Just one of many small kindnesses in this new life I've built. "Planning to glaze the reclamation pieces today?" Sandra asks as she helps another student. I nod. My hands stay steady as I shape the walls of what will become a mug. "The gallery wants them by next week," I say. The reclamation collection, 7 pieces in total. Mugs, bowls, a teapot. Each one carries the swirl of my fingerprint, now my signature mark. Every piece began as something broken. I gathered old, shattered pottery, crushed it, and mixed the pieces into new clay. Destruction and renewal, shaped into something whole. My phone buzzes. It's Mom's weekly text. "Coffee Sunday?" I'll say yes, like I've done for the past 4 months. Our talks are careful, like we're walking around the truth, but never quite reaching it. She brings old family photos. I bring boundaries stronger now, with my therapist's quiet support. Dad still won't talk to me. Some relationships don't survive the truth. Linda is serving her community service hours at the county animal shelter. She called once, her voice soft and filled with shame, to ask if my shelter needed help. I told her to volunteer somewhere else. This space is mine. Still, her monthly payments arrive on time. "Betty." The voice pulls me back. Mary, one of the shelter volunteers, stands by my pottery wheel. "Sorry to bother your class," she says, "but I need to talk. Can we meet later?" I see the stress in her face, the same look I once wore. The look of someone holding a heavy secret. "Family stuff?" I ask gently. Her eyes widen. "How did you know?" "Experience." I wipe clay from my hands. "Riverside Cafe. 1 hour." She nods and walks away. I turn back to the clay, letting my hands move again, steady and sure. The wheel spins. The clay grows taller, smoother, taking shape. I shape the rim with confidence. No shaking. No doubt. Next week, someone will buy this mug. They'll run their fingers over it, feel the roughness of the old pottery hidden beneath the smooth glaze. They won't know the full story, how it started broken, how it became something whole. But I'll know. I glance at Justice. He lifts his head and wags his tail against the floor. Almost done, I tell him, smoothing the handle of the mug with my thumb. When it's finished, I carve my maker's mark into the bottom. A small but clear sign that says, "This is mine. I made this." This stands on its own.